Alright everyone, this is Matthew and I'm going to show you what not to do when laying out UVs for your 3D model. We have this model that one of the guys in my project he worked on. Unfortunately, he made a bunch of rookie mistakes, or the FBX file got messed up when he was importing it into the website for the file sharing. But anyway, after going over it and looking at it, like when I first opened it, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. But then I click on the building, everything gets selected. Not good at all. So I came over here, all these right here, I labeled them. They weren't even labeled. Please, if you're going to give something to somebody or you're going to model something for somebody, at least label everything for the texture artist, such as myself, to go in and be like, oh, I'm looking for the stairs, and it's like a block or polygon, or uh, just whatever. Just help the texture artist out by labeling everything. So I had to go over here, label stairs, and even as you can tell, the stairs is parented to the main building. Should not be parented. Do not parent any of this stuff when exporting out to an FBX file. Yes, I keep thinking that the file may have been corrupted. I don't know, but you just don't want this to happen. Alright, but anyway, I was like, alright, that's fine. I'll work with it. I got about 900 buildings I got to texture. So when I went to open up the UVs for the stairs, or I wanted to do the balcony itself, that was another unfortunate. So went to UV editor, and this is what I got. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is the entire building. Once again, not what you want. You do not want all this. Granted, the layout is pretty decent, but I'm going to show you why most of it is just terribly laid out. What's good is, let me click on faces. What's good is this part right here. Well, actually, if it was a side, like right here, that'd be perfect. But when you're going from the back, and if you're animating like a camera motion, because you're gonna have a building right here and you're gonna have a building right here, the camera's not gonna go to the back. I mean, unless it's in the storyline, then yes, you want to do this. But if the camera is not moving to the back, it does not need to be this large on the UV scale. So that can get shrunk down and save some more space. What you do want when you are texturing is, for this, your main viewers, I call it the viewpoint for anyone seeing the animation, this needs to be large. The reason it needs to be large is because if you want as much detail added to that when you're editing it in Photoshop or Blender or Mudbox or whatever texturing software you're using, you want that to be like crystal clear, detailed out, especially for an animation. Have that large as much as possible while still fitting everything in here. Two other things I saw with this type of model that you definitely do not want. This right here, I thought this was like the ticket box, like right here. No, that's your ticket box. That tiny little thing is your ticket box. Alright, this right here is the back of the ticket box. Something that nobody is gonna see. Let me get to it real fast. Go behind, go inside. Right here. You don't want this. Something this size, you just don't want. That's trash. I don't know what the person was thinking when they was laying this out. That can be tiny, microscopic. It pretty much doesn't even have to be there for the texture artist, because the camera is not going to go inside unless you're creating a 3D environment for the inside. Then yes, you kind of want it that big. But if no one's going in, or the camera itself is not going in, it does not need to be that big. And one more thing before we go, because I'm not trying to make this long, is this right here. I click on that. This little box right here. I don't know if I can. There we go. Come on. Yeah, okay. Well, it won't. I don't know why it won't let me do it. But anyway, when I was like trying to figure out what this was, kind of find out it's this tiny little box right here for a riser. And if I select all of them, if I can, there we go. All right, it selects every one of these. That is not even close to being in the remote general location correct. So that's something we're definitely gonna have to fix for this animation, or for this texture project. But yeah, this is a few things you don't want to do. Oh, there's one thing I did forget to mention. When you lay out the sides of your building, make them sides. You know, that's why they call it sides, not no 3D overlap is what I like to call it. Because what this person did, he took a 3D all the way around basically and made it one single UV layout. You really don't want that because you don't have free range of it. Plus, on top of that, let's select all that. You know, the top is nice, but for the sides and what was selected, because like right here, I don't understand why you select this but you don't select that. You select this but you don't select that. It just doesn't make any sense to me because it's just pointless. It's trash and everything's gonna, all your texture is gonna be stretched. It's just gonna be trash to me, and I don't like it. But you know, we can work with it. I mean, overall, not a bad job on the model, but laying out everything and grouping stuff, it's just straight trash, and you don't want this at all. The correct way, if you're gonna do some, is select the faces on that axis. So I'm going to select these faces, holding down shift and selecting all the faces on this side. That's facing this axis. Alright, going in, making sure all that's there. Alright, going in, alright, so then you come over UV window, hold shift and the right mouse button. And there you go, mapping planar map. Click on the option box. This little box comes up. This is very variable. If you don't know which axis you're on, it tells you right here down this lower corner which face you want to put on the UV axis for the UV editor. So like, we want the x-axis for the UV editor, but just say if you don't know, because like it's happened to me before, you know, you're having one of those brain farts, so you're just trying to figure out, click on one of the axes, don't hit project, because then you're going to have to go back and do all this other stuff, and then it's just pointless. To save yourself an extra about 5 seconds, you know, click like the Z axis, apply, and you get this right here. Alright, this is basically what you just laid out. That is incorrect. You don't want that. So if we undo that, bring that back, click on the Y axis, that's not even close. So then we hit Control Z to bring it back. Now the X has the correct one, click apply, and there you go. You have your own face that looks phenomenally a lot better than what was going on here. But I'm going to hit Control Z just to leave it the way it is, because I don't really want to go into that much detail on this, since you know it's only going to be shown from the front and some of the side. But anyway, this has been your talk for the day on 3D modeling, what to do and what not to do. Later.